Hey guys, Bandit here, and today I'd like to take a look at a few clips that I gathered while matching an exceptional Warden Knight player. These clips showcase how I adapted to my opponent's playstyle. Him and I probably played 10 duels against one another because we enjoyed the challenge that we gave each other so much. While trying to figure out your opponent's strengths and weaknesses, you need to focus on three main things: how aggressive they want to play, their movements and attacks, and how you plan on countering those attacks. I've slowed the first couple of examples down to point out how this knight was using three components to beat me. Later in the video, you'll see the evolution of my playstyle and how I countered him. Against a Warden, you basically want to look out for their overhead block that turns into an unblockable overhead attack, their 1-2 light attack combo from the sides, and like any hero, you have to keep an eye out for any guard breaks that you can interrupt so they can't set up those big chain combos. Here in a sec, I land a really nice dodge over the head heavy, but I get greedy by following it up with two more overhead swings that he can counter with a storm of unblockable slashes. At this point, he has me on my heels. I'm just trying my best to survive by blocking, and I surprisingly ended up winning this round, but it could have easily gone his way had I not regained my composure to finish the fight. Here's an example of what can happen in For Honor when you're being smothered by an opponent and you're not reacting fast enough to stop a charge. I'm not embarrassed to admit that he completely bullied me in this round where I felt like I had nothing to give to stop him. And our last example of this guy's strategy is a 1-2 combo into a guard break back into another 1-2 combo. It's extremely effective, and for any of you Warden players out there, I suggest taking notes from this dude's tactics. Going into this fourth round, I decided that I was going to make him feel uncomfortable by playing really hyper aggressive. This is why I'm just charging at him, swinging, and it looks like I'm just running away, but really I just wanted him to be confused and not really understand what I'm trying to do. Being unpredictable a lot of the times can win you matches. We trade a couple of blows here, and then we get back into a passive defensive playstyle. Here I land another over the head heavy, but instead of attacking over the top again, I attack from the side so I can't counter it. You can already tell that I'm starting to adapt and not fall into his little traps. He goes for a guard break, which I interrupt. It confuses him because I haven't done that yet, which is a bad on my part, but then we'll go ahead and finish that off. He actually ended up winning that match, so let's go ahead and skip to the next match where you can really see how I counter his attacks. At this point, we've played each other enough, we're really comfortable, so we start getting really close to each other before the matches and just kind of emoting, having some fun with it. It's really nice whenever you find somebody who's just kind of trying to have fun. I want to land an overtop heavy to make him think that he can get a counter off. So now he's going to try to go for that counter a couple of times, but I'm never going to bite it. I just want to tease him a little bit. You really want to try to block his first light attack on the side, because that's what sets up the unblockable attack and the 1-2 combo. If you block the first one, he can't get the second unblockable attack off. So I'm really focusing on blocking. A good mixture of aggressive playstyle and defensive playstyle can really put you over the top in a match. I'm just going for my blocks, dodging his, finishing that off. That was round one. Like I said, this is really where you can start seeing how I adapt throughout the match. A really, really important key for me is I stay away from any ledges that I can be kicked off of, especially if I'm playing a subclass that is weaker than my opponent's. See what I mean? We're just getting really close, emoting, just having some fun. At this point, we have each other figured out. That time I went for an over the top, but instead of doing a heavy slow attack, I went for 2 light attacks. I think right here he gets off that unblockable combo that he likes, that 1-2 guard break into a 1-2. So I know he's going to try that again, so I'm just waiting for it. Right here, I interrupt his guard break, which confuses him yet again, and then I started laying down some attacks. In these clips, I really could have done a better job of deflecting, which is something that the assassin subclass does really well, but it is something I'm working on. Interrupting guard breaks is another important key to winning. I'm sorry this video is so long. I just wanted to kind of break everything down into sections to really show where I was at the beginning of our matchups and how I evolved. I guess I said that word a couple times, and how I evolved into a better counter-attacker is kind of what the Orochi class is all about. Just kind of blocking as a first attack, dancing around a little bit, making sure you can't get any big attacks on me. At this point I'm reacting a lot faster with my guard interrupts. Some heavy attacks, dodging around, really making this game uncomfortable for him. I'll go ahead and finish it off. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really